April 14th, 1917, a German U-boat sank Lusitania. 128 Americans died. Wilson asked Congress to declare war. On April 6th, Congress did just that. The first wave hit that summer at a training camp, killing young, healthy soldiers. In close quarters, a summertime flu. But it grew. And it grew. The opposition to the war was fierce. In San Francisco, 10 died, 40 injured in a bombing during preparedness parade. Socialists like Eugene V. Debs spoke out against the war. He raised support and questioned America's motives. But Wilson, he would never have it, and so he asked Congress to help. On May 16, 1918, Congress did just that. The Sedation Bill was passed and signed into law, repealed 2 years later. It made it punishable by 20 years to use disloyal language. Ordinary men and women were punished by this law, including Debs himself, sentenced to 10 years but served only 3. Censorship reigned across the land, even though the influenza was growing and growing. The second wave happened fall 1918. It was deadlier than the first. The troops brought it back from Europe, and civilians started to die. Social distancing was practiced, staying away from others who were infected. But yet, not every state or city did the right thing. People congregated en masse for parades. In San Francisco, Armistice Day, the consequences were clear. There's a huge spike in deaths, and more civilians died. When social distancing was lifted too early, there were consequences. Spikes in the death toll. Philadelphia was the epicenter for the second wave. Thanks to a parade for Armistice Day, where everyone came out in crowds, and more crowds, and even larger crowds. The consequences were grave, and the death toll spiked. You can literally see the impact of the flu on Philadelphia. Other cities like St. Louis did a better job, but the loss of life was immense. But Philadelphia wasn't alone. Seattle did this. Los Angeles too. And Milwaukee. Chicago. In 1919 winter, the third wave came. But this time, Americans practiced social distancing and wore masks, even made masks, and gathered with masks on. We know what will happen if social distancing is relaxed too soon. It may have been 100 years ago, but the lessons are the same. It's up to us to do the right thing. So, what are we going to do? America, what are we going to do?